Hmm, look at that. What a beautiful, beautiful set that is. And the painting's awesome too. Where am I? I'm behind the camera right now only because I'm stepping back and taking a look at what we did yesterday. Hope you're doing the same right now. Pull all your colors out and let's get ready to, we're going to work on the water. Hi, I'm Steve Pascucci. And welcome to After the News, I guess we'll call it. After the news. So, hey, before we even start, I put some bird seed out. You can hear them; they're like all jumping around right now. So it's kind of exciting. So we may actually have some more nature in the back than what's here. I can hear them all coming around. So that'll be pretty fun to watch them all come flying in. So let's just talk about what we did yesterday. We worked on the waterfall. We put some more color in our rocks. We came on that side. And let me apologize. I don't know if I just started a little bit too early or maybe right on time. I got my alarm clock ready for an hour from now, so I'm going to go right up until. I know yesterday I had it out, but I didn't go all the way. This time we'll go all the way. So we're going to break this down into sections. Okay, we're going to break our water into sections now because we said we're going to come into there and we're going to work on just all inside of here where the water comes in. Don't worry about down here. This is it's a good line to let us know where our shoreline is, which is fine. But what we want to do now is work from back here. We're not concerned about down here because this is considered in the foreground. This is like right to here. Okay, so what we want to do is make this look like it goes back. And you can see, like, I didn't make the waterfall over big because, it's just taking a walk in the woods and come across something like that. Looks nice. Let's see. So what we're going to do now is I want everybody to take out some brown. Let me see. We'll take out some brown and some white. Okay. And we're going to break this down into 3 sections because we have to show that there's a reflection in here. We have to show that there's a reflection right in here. So this reflection could come down to here. It could go all the way down. I don't think we want to bring it all the way down. Although we'll see what happens. We just may. But this is going to look, let me show you actually, before you even do that, I want to show you, here's a different waterfall that I had done. This was a couple weeks ago. And let me show you, see how we're going to get the water to look like, let's see, I hope this is above and below. But see how we're going to get this nice misty water effect right in here is going to be fantastic. And we have a little bit of that aqua color in there. I don't want to play with that right now. We'll go back to that, and that's where the green is going to come in. Okay, we're going to use some green in here. We're actually going to even throw a little bit more green in here. I just left it back there because, I don't know, I thought it looked better. But I'm going to show you, just like we smushed and made those little small circles with the black up in here. See, basically the same thing. All I did was change this over here. The forest gets a little bit deeper and kind of more woodsy than the one that we have up here. There's a lot more trees, kind of like a pathway in there. And on our painting, we have those big rocks. Now, if you wanted to, you could still break this down, take that right off with your brown and white, and make a pathway. But let's not do that right now because see the importance of keeping these lines nice and flat. It gives you that surface to walk back. Gives you like a pathway look. Let's see what else. So that, and I also wanted to show you the reflection too. See the reflection in this tree, just barely in there. But we're going to throw that reflection in here, but it's going to represent the rocks instead of the tree, of course. And here you can see I just didn't put it in. Lazy, I guess. I don't know, maybe I forgot. But we're going to put it in ours. So we're going to break this down into 3 sections. And I just want to show you a couple more that I had done. Okay, now see, this one's polyurethane. And it has a nice shine to it. But see, I want to show the water, but there's so many different types of water. We saw that one there was like glass. This one you want to show the ocean because that just shows it's the ocean with the lighthouse there. This one nice and bright. I think some of you may have painted this with me. This is like way back in 16. But see, there's no definite horizon line. So you know that the sun represents the sky and the reflection represents the water. So all I did was use yellow, orange, and red. blended it really quick. I could have used another coat of paint, but I didn't bother. And you can see all the streaks and brush strokes, which is okay. And then just threw the boat in there. And this one, see, in this one here, more fiery sky type thing, but where I have the brightest spot comes down here, and I just want to reflect that and show you down here. Okay, but as you come closer, you always want to show a little more of the ripply effect in the water. Okay, but I'll show you all that next. So what is next then? Oh, I went to pay my taxes today. Our taxes, I'm sorry. And if you got to do that, make sure you do it soon, because I don't know if they're going to be open anytime sooner, because they almost didn't let me in. The woman was like, oh, I don't know, you got corona? I was like, I don't know, I don't think so, but you never know. So she was good, she took my money. Then I forgot my phone. I got all the way home and said, honey, call me. And I guess, if I wasn't there, I wouldn't have got the phone call. So I didn't, because it was at town hall. I left it right on the outside stairs. So I guess I was all excited to get to pay my taxes that I forgot the phone. So I had to go back and get that. Nice woman though. So let's see, what are we going to do now? Okay, again, let's break this down into 3 parts. Let's take some brown. Let's work on this one first. We'll work from right to left, only because I'm left-handed. Okay, if you're right-handed, maybe you want to work this way. I couldn't imagine. But if you're more comfortable that way, so whatever's comfortable for you. And remember, no rush. We should make rules. Well, we have rules. Never scoop the paint. Never scoop the paint is one of the biggest ones. Always wash your brushes, because you don't want, oh, that was a big chunk of ice. Big chunk of ice just fell. Alright, so what brush am I going to use? I got to think about this for a moment, because I get such a big canvas. I grabbed my medium brush thinking that's what I wanted. But is it what I want? No, not this time. Because I have all this area that I got to bring in. Now, we're not going to be too concerned about the rocks that come in here in the reflection. They'll be there. But we're not going to be too concerned right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in a little bit of paint, right? Never scoop it. So I'm going to go a little bit of brown on one side. Okay, just like that. Ooh, just like that. I'm going to go on the other side. I'm going to take the white, just like that, and take a good chunk of both, because I got a big area. So I'm going to bring this down. Now what you want to do with this, you want to get this to be like so blended. And let me show you first before you even started, okay? So what you want, I got to get it right in front of it so I can see what I'm doing. I got to put my line right here, okay? And we can put some more of these colors in there. So see, with the brown and the white together, I'm just going to come down. I took a little bit more paint, but I didn't scoop it. I only took a little bit at a time. And don't put a lot out there, because you don't want to waste your paints, okay? I'm only doing this because I'm a professional. So now what you want to do is you want to pull these lines straight down, just like we did with the waterfall. Pull these lines straight down, but don't just have, so you don't want this too light, but you don't want it too dark either, okay? But let these lines just break. So you have that line that goes right across. That's going to be where the water goes right around, okay? Now this, even though it's brown, is going to be water. It's not the Charles River, but it's going to be brown underneath the blue and the green. Okay, now we're just going to pull these down. And I want this more darker. And I'm going to keep it right underneath the rocks. And just let that paint break. And what I mean by break is pull it down to where it starts to just wipe away on the brush. So, a little bit at a time. See, I'm not trying to do that whole thing with one big clump of paint, because then I could just take a shovel and, right? And that wouldn't be too good, because then you'd still have to fix it. And I want these dark, and I want to make sure that, see, now mine are going across, because I'm not in front of it. You can see my lines are going this way. Over exaggerated, of course, but they are going that way. So I got to step in front here, excuse me. I got to straighten my line. Okay. So did you guys get a lot of snow? I don't know. Ours is pretty much gone. We got little patches here and there. And I'm not seeing a lot of wildlife here, but I can hear it. See, no, I'm not going to be too concerned about that. So this is all we want right underneath there. So we're going to let that dry for now, okay? Going to let that dry for now because this is all we need right there. Then we're going to come over this side. We're going to do the same thing here. Take some brown, a little bit of white, because you don't want just brown. You want to break it up with the colors. So see these streaks like this? Leave those whites a bit. Don't overwork it so that it just becomes like that color. You know? You don't want that. So what you want to do now is come over this side. And again, don't extend over where the rocks are going to be. There wouldn't be any shadow over here because there's no rocks above it. Okay? You want to be right underneath the stones that we're making. And we can accent us even more if we need to, or we can take out what we don't need. Right now, we just want to fill it in. Oh, I got my paint on there. Okay, so I'm going to go straight. Excuse me 1 second. I want to make sure that I'm straight underneath there. I'm going to make that line. Remember, I'm going to make that line that goes across, and I'm going to come down. And again, excuse me while I just get in front of you to get this straight. See, that's all I'm doing. I hope you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just pulling this straight down. Now remember, guys, take your time with this. Don't rush this, okay? Because this still has to dry. We're not done with this. There's more color going to be on here. But just take little bits at a time, okay? Again, my brush is dirty, but not way up here, and there's no paint way up here. Now look at it. I haven't even got any paint on my hands yet, but it's early. And again, I'm just going to keep going down like this. I want this darker, but I don't want to kill any of these lines. These look nice. But see what's happening? I'm using all my brown, but I used it such a little bit at a time that I need a little bit more. Okay. So brown and white is the colors that should be out only for the right now. Let me get underneath there. Okay, I'm going to pull this down. And see, you can already see the reflection. See? Like right in here. Look what I did over here. I'll show you what I made here. Kind of a mistake, but not really. Let me see. See right in here where I had these lines? I thought I was going to do the same thing. I don't know why I did it in white, but I did. And then I was going to go across, but I never fixed it. So it kind of looks like brush strokes that shouldn't be there. Kind of like the wrong thing, but that's okay. But this painting too, I hadn't polyurethaned it yet because there's so much more you can do. Thank you. I know it looks done. I appreciate that. Thank you. But no, there's always more you can do, or you can take stuff away from it. You know, it doesn't matter. And like I said, this is a 16 by 20 stretch canvas. And the one that I'm working on is 36 inches by 24. It's big. But I like working with big canvases. And if you, if you want to draw, you could draw. Drawing is good with paper. Use big newsprint paper. If you're not familiar with drawing too much and you want to just, play with the shapes and things like that. Newsprint paper, big sheets is awesome to work with. Especially if you've got charcoal. Well, what am I doing? I got to finish. Take your time, like I said, but not my time. Don't take my kind of time. So I'm seeing some beautiful work. And I love all the work that I'm seeing. You guys are obviously paying attention and going right along with me and staying right up with me too. And those of you who just caught up today, congratulations. It looks fantastic. All right. So now, like I said, we're not going to worry about this. Why? Because the next thing we're going to do is we're going to transform this. We're going to play with some greens, like I said, right? So if we have the green, we're going to bring the green in, and we're going to start to bubble it up here like this, right? And then we're going to make this all glassy. But what we're going to do on the sides, the reason we have that dry first is because we're going to go sideways into that. It's going to be, you'll see. You know something? Why don't we just take a little bit. See, as I step back, I just noticed what you want to do is take a little bit of black, because black gives great distance and shadow. Very important to have that. Little, because black is just as dangerous as red. Okay, so not much paint at all. And maybe just every once in a while, like we did up in here with the forest, just throw a couple of here and there. Okay, it should be still wet. The brush is still wet. Okay, very lightly. Just every once in a while. throw a couple of little black areas in there, just like that. And what that does is it pushes and pulls on that shadow, on the reflection. Okay. Come down here and just pull that down. And there's no rhyme, no reason, no, doesn't matter where. You're just looking for little pockets of black. Okay, just like we did up in the forest, we could do up in here. Just like with our trees, kind of hide it behind like we did here. You could do that with those as well. And look at that, already it just changes the brown and white with a little bit of that black. And then when we throw our horizontal lines, imagine this one going right across and cutting right through. See, look at that, it looks like water already, right? That's what gets me excited about it. But I don't want to do that yet, so I better pull that back down. See, and so long, well, there's never a mistake, as long as you know what you're doing. So, beautiful job. Beautiful job. And so you figure today is the 4th hour that we're doing this, because we started this one on Friday. Then we had Monday, Tuesday, today being Wednesday, of course. We're well on our way. I want to wash our brushes now, okay? And maybe, so what we'll do is we're going to start up here, we're going to start to turn this a little bit of green. So take some dark green, wash your brush first, and then we're going to work on that water. Yeah, so that was almost scary when you can't find your phone. I remember being a kid, you know, we didn't have the phone on me. So if it was plugged in the wall, it meant you just missed a phone call. That's all. Oh well. And make sure your brush is nice and dry and clean. And now, let's see, can you imagine all the stuff living up here, right? We got, I can imagine that there's bear living up there. I'm sure maybe there must be maybe a couple of deer. You know, then there's people, oh, I just saw something fall. Oh, no, he's eating it, Okay. Oh, it's all the crows. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the animals in the forest. Let's go back to talk about the animals in the forest. So yeah, there's all kinds of stuff, you know, they probably come down and grab something to drink here, and, you know, maybe there's a grizzly bear or something. Anybody eat, like, wild animals? I've had different things, of course. You know, I've had cow, you know, I've had haddock. But as far as, I don't know, as far as wildlife, I've had bear. I've had a piece of bear. I've had moose, which was delicious. And the venison. Venison is okay, but maybe it was cooked wrong the first time. I remember I got like a film on my teeth. I didn't care for. And then there was the second time was in a chili. It was delicious. And of course beaver I haven't had in the longest time. So let's take a little bit of the green. All right. Now that that's drying, we'll give that time to dry. And we're going to work right up in here. So take out your green on a different plate, I guess. If you have room on yours, it's fine. I don't. Look at that. See, now I got a big chunk that's like right there in the middle that I can't get out. So, being a professional, of course, I have like another one all ready to go. Yay! Alright, well, I got a little of that one out of there before that one plugged up. But that's okay. And I have some white on the other plate. So I'm not really concerned with the white right now. Right? No. Alright, so I'm going to go take, if you're using your medium brush, maybe you want to go to your smaller brush right now, okay? And if you have one, by now, I'm sure you will soon, make sure you get a nice, small, stiff tip brush, okay? And that's going to be, like I said, for making all these little important things in there with the water. Alright, so what I want to do now is I'm going to take a little bit of the green, and we may as well take some of the blue too. Take some of that blue, because remember, we want to blend this back into it, right? We can't just have green dry on top of the blue dry like that. We're gonna blend it in. So what we're going to do is just take a little bit of that same blue and a little bit of that same green. And what we're doing is actually representing, with the green and the blue, we're representing these colors here, plus this, in the deeper water. Okay. Well, mine's still wet. Kind of cold out here right now, but it's all right. Not bad. I'll be able to get through this one. It was cold last night, though. she brought me dinner outside, and she said, yeah, it's almost 7:30 to come in. So I was allowed back in by 7:30. So that was good. And she's, like I said, she's still working remotely from home. But remotely today, I think, is remotely from somewhere else. So remotely could mean like anywhere, I guess. Now let's see. Now see what I'm doing. Very, very important. I want to show you how we're doing this. Just like yesterday, instead of the blue, we're gonna actually. I'm gonna pull you in a little bit. Come with me. Bum 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 bum. Let me see if I can put you right where you should be. How's this? Sorry about the jiggling. That's okay. I just want to show you the importance of the flat lines right in here. So I'm gonna take my green with a little bit of blue, and I'm not taking a lot of paint, just on the tip. And I'm going nice and flat. I got my brush sideways, right? I'm not painting on the fat side. I'm painting on the thin side, like this, not like this. Come right up in here and use it like a pencil. Okay. What you want to do is you want to scratch at it. But at what angle are you scratching this? That's right, 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Very good. Nice. So you guys are listening. I love it. Okay, now see what I'm doing? I'm going across with the longer lines, but then I'm just kind of like, watch what I do here. I'm going ahead with a longer line like this, but then I'll take a little bit more paint. Maybe you don't even need to. But these are going to be dragged out. But just imagine, like I say, right in here, that doesn't look like it's laying down, right? In order to make it look like it's laying down, you want to take these lines and squish them together. And by squishing them together, it's like, just take a V and lay the V down on the table, okay? So when you take this, cut it right in half. Cut it right in half like this. And look at that, go right again. But what you're doing is you want to make sure that you're going flat across, 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock. It's okay to break it off like this. But what you want to do is come down a little bit and then go like that. Okay? And then just imagine, you just threw a rock. Okay, you just threw a rock. Bloop, bloop. And that's the ripple. Bloop, 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 bloop. Right? And they'll come out like this. They'll come out like this. And go around like that. Alright, but we just threw the rock, it fits right in there. But that's what you want to do. Okay, so keep your lines nice and flat right across. We're not working down here. That was only for practice, of course. So I hope you didn't do that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to come right up in here. Now, again, like I said, you don't want the green right on the blue without using a little bit of blue. So we're going to change that a little bit. And what's going to happen is going to change this color a little bit to more darker. Okay? It's going to bring it a little more deep. And look at this. Then you can attach that to that. And with all this color underneath here, this all becomes beautiful filler. And go right to those rocks, because remember, we're not done with the rocks. We're going to make this as beautiful. Oh no! Oh, that was close. Okay, this is dry right there. You want to make this as beautiful as you can, because this is our focal point. The rest of it, see, now this looks like it could drop off again, which it could if you wanted to make. Oh, sorry, I'm not even with you. Is that better? How's that? Somewhere there we could see the whole thing, I guess, right? I wish I could see better. Alright, but see what I'm saying? Right here, looks like it could be another drop off to another waterfall. It could be here, bloop, and then come here, and bloop. And see, because we put that line across and dropped it down, but this represents our stones and all that. So let's not worry about that. Let's go right back up in here, take a little green, a little blue, and all we want to do is, I'm just going to scratch this. Take your time, please. Alright, and just use those two colors. If it gets too green, add a little bit of blue. Okay, then you can also go in and just use a little bit of darker blue by itself. And go in where there's no paint. Go in between the greens where there's no paint. And just start to fill it in. But don't paint it like that, because that's not right. Okay, this is not how you paint. Okay, when you paint, you want to just take it. Like I said, all you're doing is cleaning your brush off where you want to. Is all painting is. And I'm just going to go back and forth. Now see, in this area, I'm going to take the blue and the green, and I have got a big chunk. Alright, only because my canvas is that big, I'm taking a big chunk. I'm going to come right in here, I'm going to go straight across, and I want to fill this in. Now let's take a little bit of that light blue, because we can't forget that too. We still need that. Okay, and all those colors on the canvas, on the palette, could be used there.
Steve, wait closer.
Oh, excuse me. Okay, I guess I'm not being heard, so I shall yell. I shall yell now. Thank you, Lorraine. Can you see me, though? I don't know why I put you. Oh, boy. Okay. I'm going to bring us around this way. I think I don't know. How's that? So what we want to do is get that light blue in there, too. So I'll grab that light blue that I had. Very, very important. And it's probably all the meltage coming off the roof. Is why you can't hear me. Unless it's the water dripping here. Could be either one. So let's see, I'm going to go right in here. Now remember, you want to be right in front of your work. So when you're doing 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock, you want to be able to see what you're doing. Okay? Now don't worry about this at all on the sides. Just get in the middle. Okay? And you could use your light blue. Now of course if it starts getting like a weird color, don't do anything with that. I mean, don't, what am I trying to say? If it starts turning into a weird color like this, don't just leave it like that, because you want to use some blues. You want to see what we call movement in there, right? It's water, so it's churning, it's bubbling, it's coming out from here. And don't worry about those ripples, actually, okay? So, just come in, throw some lines. Just make sure, the very, very important, that they're 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Alright? And then I'll show you how we blend this all together afterwards. We don't want to touch this yet, because when we put our lines right across there, it's going to look fantastic. You're going to be amazed at what you can do. All I'm doing is just bringing this out of you, and you get to go anywhere you want. You know, you could do another waterfall, you could do stream, you could do cliffs. Just really take a look at what you're doing first. Okay, what I'm going to do is I just want to clean this up on the edges so that I show you, not up and down, it's sideways. And I just want to make sure that I don't have one color. See, let me throw a little bit more green in here now. Ooh, there we go. And leave some darker chunks in there. That's okay. I'm just going to do like this and come across, because all these lines want to be what? 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock. They always want to lay down flat. Okay. So let's get right in here. Yeah. Just make sure that you don't have anything that's up and down, okay? You want this always going and laying down, and that gives you the effect like you're walking into it. All right. So let's see. I want to bring some of this color back. We could throw a little bit of the light blue in there, because like I say, whatever is on the palette, we could use on the painting too. Okay? But just be careful where. Okay, I just want to pull this in a little bit of light blue, a little bit of green. And remember, don't be too concerned about the edges. All we're doing is bringing this forward, but we're bringing it forward flat by having our lines 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock. All right. So now, what I think was ready, we could start to go right into. Is this dry? Oh boy. Yeah, basically it is. All right. So let's take some light blue and some green, and watch. Let's just pick an area. Now don't go right up here to the top, but let's just pull this right across here like this. Okay? And look at what's happening now. And then we'll just soften up these edges. Oh, look at that. It is wet. And look at that. We could take just a touch of brown. Look at that beautiful effect. Right? That was like one of those accidents. See, so we could just actually do your watercolor first, and then we'll get back to that. So just put all your lines in like this, and go right across. And look, doesn't that give it like a glass effect? But let's fill this in, and I'll show you what I mean. With just a little bit of brown. You don't want to come way out here. Okay, like I said, there's no stones out there. But just a little bit, but keep these nice and flat. And just let those sit right on top of the vertical line. And look at that, it gives you a nice water effect. Okay, now let's come over here on this side. I want to make sure that And look at that. Okay, look at that. Fantastic. And I just keep playing with it. You know, it's like there's not, you'll know when you're done with it. You'll be happy with it. Now let's come over this side and do a little bit more. Let's play with the light blue. If your brush is too brown right now from just doing that, please wash it. You don't want to go brown into light blue and do that. Okay? But look at right in here. We're going to use some of those. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be so awesome. All right. So let's, right now, if you have a nice clean dry brush and you want to go into the blue and a little bit of the green, light blue and green that is, and just take a little bit, and what we're going to do is come right up in here and you want to go, 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and just pull that right across. Okay, and don't worry about filling in all these areas. How come? That's right, because the rocks are coming over, so you're not too concerned. And when we fill this in, a couple of white little lines in here, you're going to love it. You're going to love it. Okay, so see what I'm doing? I'm just making movements in the water. I want to connect the middle to the sides now. And all I want to do is just come right out and I'm just pulling that right across my vertical reflection. And what that does is it lays it down and it brings you right in. It's going to look more and more like glass. Okay? Like that, kind of like that. So let's see, what else is happening here? Hey, I want to thank everybody. I don't know if I thanked everybody for working and being in the stores. I don't know who's working, because that's like Ren and I have been in the house, kind of self-quarantines, I guess. But what are you going to do? Times being what they are. But like I said, you can help out a lot by just simple things. Help Mom make the bed. You know, make your bed in the morning. You could set the table at night. Throw your dirty clothes in the laundry. Remember, no more eating stuff off the floor. Okay, don't eat things off. I did it last night. Okay, with the black jelly bean. So I got to watch myself on that one. Okay, now see, now we have this. Now nothing says this is all still water. So why don't we bring this in from the sides now? Okay, it doesn't have to all be connected. So let's bring this in from the side. Remember, 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And look at this. By the time we're going to get done with this, you're gonna love and be amazed at what you see. See a little bit here. Just wherever you feel. Wherever you feel it might need a little bit of something. But just make sure that they're nice and flat. See, now I'm going down the hill because I was at the side of my painting. I always want to make sure that I'm right in front of it. Always make sure you're right in front of it. This way here you know what you're doing as far as going up and down or going sideways. Okay, now watch, eventually, this is going to look fantastic. Maybe a little bit I need to fill in here. Maybe a little bit, just a little bit in here. But like I said, there's no right or wrong because all these colors, even if it's a nice light color, let's get some of that bright color up in here. See? Nothing matters. There's no right, no wrong. And if it, like I said, if it's not blue enough, put some blues in there. Maybe you want a little bit blue down here. See, just drag that right across and keep that right in your other line. It'll look like the water's going right across. Okay? And then we'll, I don't want to pull out the white yet. We could do it again with the white too. But I just want to get all this area with the darker water first. And now as we come down, see we have, this is our eye level right here. Right? This is where the waterfall is going to bubble up. Okay, that's our eye level, but our eye level is where here. Our eye level on this one is basically right up here by the cell phone tower. Okay, so, but this way, because you can see the top of the water here. So you can see the top of the water just kind of like rippling and bubbling up before it falls over. And on ours is way up there. We're looking at it here because our eye level is here, so that's above our eyes. Anything here is below our eyes. So, come. Let's go below and paint all of this now. Okay, now I'm going to take a chunk more. Oh, you know, I'm using my medium brush where I should be using my, oh no, with this I could. Alright, I'm going to continue to use my medium brush. I'm going to take some more of that dark blue, because I need it. Hopefully that's enough. I still got dark green on there, so I'm not going to take any more of that. I will take a little bit more light blue because I know I'm not done with it. And even though we're coming up to the front, we wanna have some light areas too. Okay, so what we'll do is we're just gonna come right in here and just fill all this area in. Okay. Let's see. You know what to do? Where we want to meet this, we could go up like this. Just kind of fill that in a little bit like this, and then our other lines will be fine when we go across too. So let's just kind of fill that in a little bit. Like I said, you know, if it's easier for you to flip it upside down and flick it down, you could do like that, you know, let's do it like that. Okay, and then afterwards we're going to come across. So all those colors, you can just use all those colors, but I just want to fill this in for now, and we're just looking to connect these a little bit. And don't worry if you have these little areas that are white still in between. I'll leave a few so I can show you that it won't matter. See, I just want to flip these up to connect on my water to the reflection. And just up like that, and see, kind of like looks like fire with blue fire. But then if you look at it closer, again, it looks like a hot shot, right? Just like here with the trees. And let's see. So when we come down here and you're comfortable with that, I'm going to go right back into the green, the darker blue, because I want this to be a little bit darker now. And again, I want to go only 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock, but I'm going to go right across like this now. Okay? And go right across like that, whatever we did. Because we know that that's connected, and that's fine. But let's just change up these colors so that you see the light green, the light blue, the dark blue, and the green. And so it just looks like it's all mushed together, because remember, water is just turbulent and always moving. Okay? So I got to say, you guys are really impressing me as far as even schoolwork. My grandkids, they're all doing online school. I'm sure you are too, of course. And I know it wouldn't be for me. That couldn't hold my attention for 3 minutes. So you guys are doing a great job. But see what I'm doing here now? I'm just gonna go back and forth. I'm keeping my lines flat, 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock. But see how I'm doing? Where it gets too much, too much blue, I throw a little chunk of green in. Now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to do the same thing. Take some blue. All right. And, okay, we're going to do this first. So I want to we'll connect the water to the top, reflection. And don't even worry about that yet, okay? That's going to be all fixed. Everything is in layers and in sections. Okay, now look at the beautiful reflection. Let's step back for a second. Let's just step back and take a look. We get a lot already. All right, I can see that. Okay, let me share those, shall we? So what we're going to do, come right in here, and I just want to fill this in. While this is wet, I'm just going to go side to side. And just let those colors blend and be creamy, I guess. You know, let them stay creamy and together. But don't mix your colors here. I'm just picking up paint and I'm cleaning my brush off on the canvas, okay? And leave some of those lines. Let some of that stuff happen. See, like I said, this is all water and it's always moving. And then you just want to make this a little bit more believable. So you extend that. See, when you extend that, then there it all sits right on top. And look at that. Oh my gosh. Okay, now we're going to take a little bit, work on the other side. Now, of course, we don't want to kill our reflection here. We have beautiful reflection here, and that's just enough for what we need. So I'm going to come over this side, and like I said, I'll fill this in. I'm just going to flick this up, use a little bit more of the green, represent that color better. And there we go. Okay, so now I just want to go sideways. And look, I'm going to go right over that brown again, okay? And don't be afraid. It has to be, right? Just make sure that those lines are nice and flat. I got to get in front. 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And go right in here. And then you just start filling in with color. Okay, a little bit here. And you just want to get rid of all those white areas, okay? You don't want to see any of the white of the canvas here. you can get away with it on the sides like this if it's just a little bit. So that's not a problem. So I hope I got more fans, I guess, coming in. If the kids are off and their all their homework is done, they need an art class, throw them in. It's only it's free. Free. Not much of anything today is free. So, and see what I'm doing now. Look at this. Oh my gosh. When we put the white on there, now again, I got to go on the other side because it's too flat and too empty on the other side. Right, so we need maybe a little bit right up here. You see, even I can put that blue right next to the green because it's all the same colors. So I'm going to take a little bit of all of it. I'm never scooping it. I'm just taking a little bit. Put your brush on there and make sure you got a nice flat line going right across, okay? 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Very, very important. I'm going to bring some in this way, like I said. And if you keep those lines nice and flat, nice and straight, that's what gives you that beautiful effect of the water. Oh, look at that. Okay, now I got to come down here, finish up in the corner. Nice and flat. Oh, I shouldn't keep my paintings right underneath the dripping. Oh, wow. You'll learn, as I still do. Okay, I want some more green. It's getting too blue. I'll give it a little shake. Okay, let's see what's happening here. Now I'm just going to go straight into the green. I took a big, big chunk only because I have that much to fill. I got plenty of paint on there. And plenty of paint right here. I got big blobs all over the place because I put it on heavy because I was looking to get that nice blended watery look. Okay, I hope you can really see that on the camera. And like I said, if you haven't seen YouTube, I guess I'm on YouTube. We'll be going on too, and we're going to have all the older shows. Dick Hagman, a good friend of ours, has all the shows from when we used to do a show in Goffstown, a little painting show in Goffstown. It was called Learning to Paint with Pascucci, and this one is Painting with Pascucci. So, Italian. And then I'm just going to look around and see what else needs what. And then now I want to step back and really get an overview. I want to get an overview of the whole thing now. Come on with me. Step back here. Oh yeah, see? Now if you use your imagination, okay? Now there's too much water. Way too much water on the bottom. We don't want that. And I know that I heard you saying as I was doing it, hey, we're putting land there. We're putting land there. I know we're doing that. But what I wanted to show you is, because even if we have, let's say, it doesn't have to be, our line is gone, right? Your line should be gone. So, if you hadn't done that, at least fill in all the way to the bottom now, okay? At least do that, and then we'll talk. Where's my water? Oh, here it is. I'm going to wash my brush, and look at that. Ooh, doggy. Okay, we'll have to go back to the stones while, remember, we have to, when one thing is wet and drying, we'll always go to another part to work on. So it's always back and forth, back and forth. We're not going to worry about the ripples in there today. We'll get them in there today, I'm sure. But we're not going to worry about it right now. Why? Because we want to come up here and work just a little bit. Now, if you have your very small stiff tip brush, or if not a stiff tip brush, at least a very small tip brush. Okay? And the reason I emphasize the small stiff tip brush, if you can see that, against my cat scratch there. See, it's nice and round. This brush is so old. I got so many like this. But see, when you get a nice stiff brush like this, I'm going to go in. Now let's get up to the waterfall. I want to bring you right up close. Okay. So, oh, another big chunk. Okay, come with me. Come with me. Okay, don't fall up there now. Don't fall. Just watch what I'm doing and be careful. Let me see. I got to put this right where I can do it while I'm working on it. See what I'm doing? Oh, nice and close right there. Okay, I hope I don't screw this up. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to come right in here with our stiff tip brush, and we just, like we did, choke up on it, of course. I don't know why I did that, but make sure you choke up on it and go right across the top like we talked about, remember? And let that paint break, just one motion. Okay, that's all you want right there. Let it go as far as it goes. If it goes all the way, fantastic. But you shouldn't have had that much paint on there. It depends on how wide your waterfall was. Okay, so we're going to take a little bit more paint, and then what we're going to do is come right up on the other side, right? And watch this. Let's kind of peekaboo this behind right to here. And I'm going to have that come right over here and go right there. All right, now remember, we said that this is where it's going to break right in the middle. So this stone, we'll bring that down later. But what we want to do, did I show you that? This stone is what we want to break up later, okay, right in here. So what we want to do is bring your waterfall now. We have that line across. Now you don't make this go exaggerated way out there like I don't know, like the side of a bed or something. But remember, this is a waterfall. So it's coming down. And what's going to happen, I got to put it right where it's supposed to be. Okay, if this is good. And see, I'm just going to take this, bring it down, and then I'm going to go as best I can, stand right in front of this, remember. And actually, I should be turning my brush sideways, not fat. You want this sideways. And see how the paint is breaking up in here? Let that happen. Let that happen. And because you have such little paint on there, see how it just fades back into nothing? Let it fade back into nothing. Now I'm going to go next to it. I'm going to come right across. Leave a little bit of that. The blue behind there. You can. Geez, I love knowing that we're painting outside, but the weather's been holding off for us. I wonder how long for, though. Because we still got a few more days of painting. And I would love to be able to work just outside with the natural light. Oh my, will you stop? I'm trying to do something. Oh well. Because I fed them. We used to have turkeys, but I don't know where they went. Hey, I'm pretty good. I didn't get any paint on me yet. Okay, I'm trying to show you a little bit right to here. I should have a cameraman. Yeah, maybe Lorraine will do it while she's home. All right. So see, what we want to do is, and just keep working on that little by little by little. Okay? And look at that. Oh my gosh. Let's see. I don't want to rush. And I want to show you how this is going to look. I'm going to use a bigger brush. Don't you dare, please. I just want to use a bigger brush. I'm going to use my medium brush just to show you what I'm talking about by the time it's done. So you could do it. If you feel confident, go right ahead. I don't care. But I'm just going to come right up in here. I'm going to go right, and now I'm not adding that paint to it, but I am going to put enough paint on there that I could start right up in here. And I'm going to let that break right from the start. Okay? Very, very light. I don't know if you could see my hand is barely, I'm not like crushing the paint on there. I'm not doing this. So what I'm doing, I'm just laying it on there. Just lay it on there and let the paint break and fall where it wants, but make sure that this is up and down, 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock. All right, that's most important. So you go in, poke it only on the tip, right? That's all you want to see is just poke it right on the tip like that. Come right up in here and watch this. You want to go right up to that line, start right on your line where that water is falling, and make sure that you keep that nice and straight. Oh, I didn't even do it right. I mean, I did it right, but you didn't see it. So I'm going to go next to it. Never go over that, because then you'll have chunks, and you don't want that. So I'm going to go next to it. Every time you do it, it's always next to it, next to it, next to it. Okay, and let that break, and let that drag right down. The one thing you don't want is that heavy, heavy white going all the way down. It'll look like a pillar or a column, and you won't like it. Well, at least that's what I see out of it. Okay, then maybe there's a little stop right there, but then it happens right there. There's another one. Oh my gosh, look at this. Most important, just keep those straight. And what you want to do is just get rid of the bottom heavy line right there. You don't want to see that solid line. So I'm going to kind of like peekaboo that behind there. We can always go back and fix those stones, remember. But we want to get it close to where it's going to be, because it'll show you that the water's falling from behind there. Remember, we want to show that it's tucked in there. Oh, was I even close to showing you? Sorry. Okay, I'm gonna put one more. Drag it straight down like that. Look at that. Let's back up a little bit. Oh, don't get wet. Get out of the water. You're standing right in the water. Look at that. My gosh. Wow. Okay, let's go to the other side and do the same thing. You just don't want heavy, heavy, heavy. Okay, you want to see that blue. See that darker blue and that darker blue? That little bit right behind there. And don't worry about the bubbles or anything like that. That's not time yet, okay? So I'm going to put you down. All right. Whew. Yeah, heavy. All right, so I'm going to go ahead to the other side. I'm going to do the same thing with this side of the waterfall. I want to be right in front of it. And I'm just going to pull these down, remember, right? So let's see. I'm going to pull these straight down, let that paint break, and I'm barely got any kind of pressure on that brush at all. All right? And we'll go next to it. And then we pull that straight down. And then we go next to that. And pull it straight down. I'm getting a little too heavy now. See what I'm doing? I'm getting a little too heavy with the top part. So I'm going to take a little bit less paint and maybe back up a little bit, and I'll start here. Up. That's a little too less paint. But I like the way I can see through it, so I'll leave that. Maybe I'll just come up here and add a little bit to the top. And where that's at, look at all the stuff happening in here now. It's real. I can hear it. Now I can hear the water dripping. Oh my gosh. Let's see what I'm going to do. I'm going to go right across here, because I don't know what's going to happen. You want to push it out like it's hitting a stone and pushing it out? Sure. Okay, so let's imagine, without even painting it in there right now, because we have to fix a couple stones and do stuff like that, so we won't even worry about that yet. But you want to show a little splash over here? Sure. We'll put it, come right across. I'm going to show you. Come here. Come here, pick you up again. All right. All right, see what I'm doing right here? Where am I? Okay, what I'm doing in here is I want to show you, it's going to stop here. Okay, so it's hitting here. And then it's going to hit and bounce over. And then watch, it's going to come over. You see just that. Oh, did I show you? I came across, I just like that. And what I did was I started here and I pushed it over. And I pushed it over. But look at my hands, how light. I'm barely touching that, okay? Now, you don't want that too big and stupid looking. So that's good enough for me, because I can always hide stuff in there too. Okay, so that's going to, and there's bubble up in here, so I'm not worried about that. Yeah, this will look good. But I just wanted to show you how when it comes down like this, and it sometimes takes a little different turn, then we're going to put a stone back there. Don't worry about that. Okay, so what's next? Our water is drying. Oh, you know what we should do? We should throw a little bit of the ripples in there before we leave, because I'm sure you must be like, hey, what's not wet looking yet? It will be. It will be. And look at that. We only got like 7-8 minutes left. How fast this went. How fast did this go? I know we didn't get too far, but we got a lot done. We had all this middle section, all the bottom, right? So we actually did a lot of work today. If you blended those colors, we only had the dark blue, light blue, green, and we didn't even use white with it. We substituted the white with the light blue. And I like to use more color than just white for lighting things. If you have a light color and a dark color of the same, use them. Use them. It always makes it look like a better painting. Better work. All right, let's see. Okay, yes. So we talked about that little brush. Okay, a little stiff tip brush. So what we're going to do is go right back into the white. Now we're not even going to be concerned with the eruption and all that bubbling up here yet today. Okay. So what we want to do is take a little bit of that paint, turn it sideways, right? You don't want it on the fat side, you want the flat side. And let's see, let's come right up in here. And every once in a while, oh boy, look at this. I'm just going to put a heavy amount, not like a glob, but put a heavier amount. And start from the middle somewhere where you can go one side and pull it straight. Okay. And let the paint break there too. You don't want solid lines either, okay? Let that paint break too. and let this run kind of like into the middle and off to the sides. Look at that, how fantastic that looks. Okay, and as we come down, now please take your time. Look at this little brush stroke or something, whatever happened in there. Use those because that color goes across there. And just take little jabs here and there. Don't even worry about back here. We're just looking for little ripples. Remember how we talked about that, right? Go right across here. Just make sure that you keep these lines nice and flat. 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock. 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Okay. Now, I don't know if we'll have time to finish all of these, and I don't want to rush it. So we'll take our time. And just, again, you want to make sure that you're in front of your work because I don't want that. You don't want humps and smiles. Not in the water. These want to just be nice and flat. Okay, and like we talked about, you could have a nice heavy ripple like this, fade it off. Let's see, fade it off there like that, and then break it off. This way is okay, but just make sure that you keep it a nice tight squeeze on there. Okay, so it gives it like a little hump, a little ripple next to it, and over, and like that. Very good. So my son had a Sawzall in the back of the truck, and I thought it was going to be burning after the show. I probably will still, but I had some wood I was going to cut up, but come to find out, the Sawzall don't work. It's a plug-in, but it looks like it has to be put together or something. I don't know. I'm not the mechanical guy. I just like things to work, and that's it. So I'll have to have him look at that for me. Look at his own tool and him fix it for me. So I could use it because I need to burn. I always love to burn. Okay. So let's see. I'm just throwing in little ripples. You know, don't try to put them where I'm putting them. Just wherever you feel needs them. Like right against here where these rocks are. Of course, there'll be a little bit. There'll be a little bit of a ripple there because that's where the water connects and meets right up there to it. And whatever happens there. Now we're going to have all kinds of stuff in front of this. We still have to put some land in front of this, but that's going to be tomorrow. Okay, we don't have time for that today, but I'm so happy that what we got today, and I get to show you how the water looks when it comes over that waterfall. Incredible. Okay, and this is what I love also, because tomorrow, we'll put in all the fuzz and the spray and all that stuff where it's sparkling and beating at the bottom there, and then we're going to tuck this behind there to make it look like the waterfall goes in and behind there as well. All right, so I'm just going to continue putting here and there. I'm not concerned about up here because this is all going to be stone, and I'll probably have some more here that we could fix too. And remember, we had that other plane too. We had something like this. Don't put this in. I just want to show you. See, we could still come around. I'll show you that tomorrow when we can come around with our land. Okay, how we're going to do that. But look at that beautiful, beautiful water. Isn't that nice? I hope you guys learned how to do reflections today. And please, you always know that if there's any questions, just write them on here or, you know, whatever. Write your questions down. Let me see. Okay, I'm not going to be too concerned right in here. And I don't want to work back in here just yet because we have so much more to do in here after the bubbles and the spray come in. And then we'll accent a little bit more of the rocks, put down here. And Friday, we're going to be done with this painting. I'm sure yours are looking fantastic. And I'm glad you're following with me. Thank you, everybody. And we'll see you again tomorrow. After the news.